Hey guys, what's up? What's up? What's up? So, my daughter is at work. My husband is watching the grandbaby. I actually got some spending time today, so I'm trying to finish up this 4 ounces. It is a Shetland all natural. It's a true black, and it's 4 ounces. And I got it from the homestead. I don't know if you guys can see that. Dun, 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 dun. Trying to show it to you. Homestead Wool and Gift Farm. Um, and it's sanctuarywool.com. I've ordered fiber from them for several years now, and I've never been disappointed with the product that they provide. And I try to support them by ordering from them at least once a year. And so I got several 4 ounce, I think like 2 8-ounce bags of fiber for them back in, I want to say September or October. And so I've been trying to start spinning these up. The first one I spun up was Comforts CVM plus bamboo. And the bamboo was a green, like a, what's it, kind of green, like a tilly green color. And so it's you kind of see the green in there. And so as I spin these singles, I'm keeping the information in the bag together. And then when I apply it, it'll be easier for me. I'll just take and put a hole in that card and then attach it to the fiber and wash it when I feel like washing it. But yeah, so this is a true black. I have probably about a half ounce of it left to spin. And the bobbin is almost full. So it's wanted to come on, sit for a while, spin for a while. And you guys can watch. The reason I put this over my lap is so that you can actually see, because I'm wearing black pants. So this way you can actually see the single. My daughter and I, we went to Jerry's Autorama. What day was that? I think it was last Saturday or Sunday. Went to Jerry's, probably last Saturday. And I got a pad of watercolor paper. And I got some oil pastels. And this has cotton in it, like 25% cotton in it. So she said that she's used that paper before. So I still haven't worked on my sweater. I got it over there to work on it, to finish those sleeves on it. And then I have to start on after I finish spinning this, I'm going to start on my granddaughter's mittens. She needs some mittens for winter. So I'll start on her mittens and then start on my pay it forwards, the ones that weren't, the ones that aren't yarn related. The ones for the yarn, there was still 4 slots left. So if you're my friend over on Facebook under my name, you go over there. I still got 4 pay it forward slots left where you can get either a free skein of hand spun, a hat, a scarf, or if you have an elderly person in your life, or a newborn baby in your life, and it's like a lap blanket, which is pretty much about as big as this pillowcase is, something that they can put over the lap. It's a little bit bigger than that, put a little bit longer than that, but about as wide as this pillowcase anyway. Something that they can put over the laps while they're sitting in a wheelchair, or you can throw across the baby while the baby's laying down, or put down on the floor so you can do your tummy time and stuff. Something like that. And So there was 2 people who requested the lap blankets, and everybody else wanted the either, like, I think one person wanted a scarf, and I think everybody else wanted hats, stuff like that. So, but yeah, I do the pay it forward every year. This is the first year that this. But then again, I didn't stay up to midnight because I wanted to sleep my 2021 in. So maybe it's because I had so much insomnia uh, this past couple of years, I wanted to sleep my 2021 in so that maybe I can get some sleep this year. Heartburn and insomnia, doesn't make for a full night's sleep. But that's what's been going on with me. It's rained last night, so I put out some more cardboard in an area of the garden that I want to clear off. The new side of the garden, I put down some more cardboard to start killing off that grass. And that's pretty much all I did in the garden. My husband he's watching the baby, so he was going to cut down that fir tree that volunteered in our backyard that he used as his Christmas tree this year. And so we can go ahead and get that out of the way, because that side of the garden is probably where I'm going to plant my rutabagas, some of my brassicas over there. And then the other side, I'll probably put potatoes and stuff like that. The new part of the garden is going to be more so for, I'm going to put squash there because I've never grown squash over there. So I'm going to put squash there this first year. And we're going to have several bags, grow bags for sweet potatoes and for potatoes. And I might even try corn in the grow bags to see how that goes. And then, of course, I got, I'm going to do some of my, where I'm trying to get some of my dad's seeds to grow. So I'm going to have some of those started off in those grow bags as well, so that I can keep a good eye on them and be easier for me to pick bugs and stuff off of them if I don't have them all up around other things, and I can move them around the yard as I see fit to make sure I try to get them. I want them to go to seed. The first couple of plants, I want them to go to seed so that I can harvest the seeds off and keep that strain of collards and going once I identify what the strain of collards is, if it's a Georgia collard or if it's a cabbage collard. Well, that's what he called cabbage collards, or yellow cabbage collard, yellow cabbage collards, however you want to call them. Hopefully some of those. And or it could be mustard greens or turnips in some of those jars because it wasn't labeled, but the seeds are tiny, so it's going to be one of those. Because he didn't grow broccoli. He always grew turnips, mustard greens, the 7-top. He liked the 7-top. He also liked the ruffled. He would do a mix. And he grew Georgia collards was his favorite, but he would also do the cabbage collards, which was not the Vates collards. It was a different, sweeter collard, but it didn't, to me, I don't remember it being as cold tolerant as the Georgia collards and the Vates. So we'll see once if they come up. So just keep your fingers crossed that they come up and see what those are. So I see I got 2 people watching. So hello, mystery people. How are you today? This fine navy overcast day. We walked out to the Family Dollar to get me some more cranberry juice, get a snack, and just to get out the house and get some fresh air. And there we're having there's a food truck, but the line was so long, I was like, okay, I won't be getting this line today. But we walked out there too, and everybody else was, they drove and lined up to get a free box of food. So So anybody got any spinning questions and questions in general, y'all just hanging out, because it is a very soothing sound listening to the spinning wheel. If this camera is the shortest. Let me see, guys, if I can find my. Nope. Yeah, it's out as far as it'll go. Hi, Vanessa. So as you're spinning, like if you're spinning some fiber that has a little bit of vegetable matter and stuff in it, you can you see, like when I get to this part right here, go in for y'all. Excuse the rocking. I get closer so y'all can see what I'm talking about. See, there's like a little bit of vegetable matter in it, and it's pretty clean straw. So just pull it out. My little rugs will get vacuumed, so I just peel them off and drop them. And sometimes they flick out while you're spinning, but these long ones tend to embed themselves, so they'll wear away. Once you make something out of them, it'll kind of just wear off. You just sit there and just pick them out. It don't take long. You just keep spinning. The sheep are free range. They're not coated, so they have a little bit of grass and stuff, and they skirt them real good. So yeah, and you can see on the bobbin, some of it didn't flick out. Let's see how easy that came out just doing that. So once it's washed, a lot of that little bits that's stuck in there, it'll just come right out once it's washed. And like I said, whatever's left in there, it'll just break down, break apart, and then just fall out. It's not something that's going to hurt anybody. This yarn, this wool is next to skin soft, so whatever it's made out of it, it'll be nice. There we go. And you can see this stuff that's under the table is my what to spin next. I have several packages of fiber under there, and so once I spin everything that's under there, then I'll bring other things out from my stash unless I get a specific request or order. Then I'll spin that. Sometimes some of my knitting friends decide they want to learn how to spin, and they buy fiber, and then they realize I don't want to learn how to spin, and then they hire me to spin it for them, which is no sweat off my back. I love spinning, so. And so once I finish spinning this, I will take this bobbin, put it in a bag, and get another empty bobbin. I have 20 bobbins, so I'll spin on 18 of them, use the other 2 for plying. And then I'll spin up all my bobbins first, and then I'll ply everything. So far I got 1, 2, 3, 4, and this will be the 5th bobbin to get spun up. I just want to get this spun, and then I'm gonna work on my farmer's journal, my garden journal for this year, and start gluing some stuff down in there. So I'll probably stop this video and start a new video. So yeah. I don't do the fancy spinning. You see people making coils and craft yarn, art yarns. I don't do that. That's not my thing. My thing is spinning yarn. I feel, for me personally, each to their own. I don't use those kind of yarns, so I don't spin those kind of yarns. Even though I practice doing some of those, the boucle, the spinning on a thread, adding fiber to a thread for a core spun type of yarn. I've done stuff like that, but that's not my thing. I don't like it. It feels wasteful to me, just like those people who make those giant roving blankets. I just look at that and look at all that wasted yarn. It could have been spun up. Each to their own. Because if I own a what do you call those places? A laundromat, I would not let them put that giant blanket in there to destroy the rollers. Because if it's wool can absorb, what is it, over a third of its weight in water. So can you imagine how heavy that thing would be? It's not like you could take it to the dry cleaners either. So to me, that's just wasteful. You would have been better off making some type of felting board and felting the strips and then sewing the strips together or send it off to a mill to have it felted into quilt batting and make a quilt. That would have made more sense to me with that roving than knitting it into a giant blanket that is so heavy and so warm you'll never use it. It's just everybody was doing it, so you did it kind of project. Now, if you live in Siberia or the Nordic areas, yeah, you might actually get some use out of that. But yeah. Now, let me get off on a tangent. Each to their own. Each to their own. As you can see, we only got this little bit left. And my first spin of 2021 will be complete. So you see there's like a little second cut up in there. So it made like a little poofy area right there. All you gotta do is just hold this tight and just pull it. Comes right off. And then it's gone. See? So that way you can get rid of some of the imperfections you don't want to have in your yarn. But once again, this is hand spun yarn, so it's not supposed to look perfect. It's supposed to have little imperfections that lets the user know that this was made with somebody's hands, not with a machine. And it gives the item that you make with it a little character, to know that it has these little imperfections, to know that, hey, this yarn is different. This yarn is special. It's not some store-bought box store yarn that says homespun on it. And that's what pisses me off, excuse my French, but how you gonna call something homespun when a machine made it? That's not homespun. It might kind of look like it was homespun, but you program a machine to make those thick and thin areas, and you program the machine to spin it in the way it was spun. So that is not a homespun yarn, and they shouldn't use that term because it's a lie, a complete lie. People buy that stuff thinking in their back of their minds, they're not really thinking that, hey, this is not really homespun yarn. This is a machine-made store-bought yarn. You know, that's what they're trying to do. It's their way of cutting into cottage industries businesses by creating hand-dyed yarns or homespun style looking yarns. It's their way of getting their cut into the cottage industry, and it's wrong considering they already pretty much gotten rid of most of the cottage industry, because a lot of people just don't do this stuff anymore. So this is spun, it's done. You guys can see it's just got like a little couple pieces of grass in there, but otherwise this is Shetland wool, and it's a spun single that will probably end up being a finger and weight yarn once I apply it and wash it and everything. And it's beautiful. It's such a deep brown. It's considered a natural black, but it's a beautiful fiber. So all I'm going to do now is just tuck it into the bag with this card. On the card, I'm going to write down the day I spun this, which is today. Let me find my ballpoint pen. That'll smear. I gotta find my Sharpies again. So today is what? Today's date, y'all. The 16th. Is that the 16th? January 16th. 2021. Okay. I'm gonna drop the card back in there with it until it's ready to be applied. Just twist it. And that's that. It's done. So I gotta get an empty bobbin to put up here for my next opportunity to spin. My spinning wheel is a Queen Bee from Spinolution. And so I'm just gonna put it back under the desk so my granddaughter won't mess with my bands. That's that. And then tonight, after she goes to bed, I'll vacuum my floor. So now all I'm going to do is I'm going to shut down this video. And thanks for watching. And I'm going to get out my garden journal stuff and start getting that organized and get it together. Y'all take care.